Hello everyone, welcome to this vlog, TLog, this week's TLog, number 4, I think, 3 or 4. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday. That's a weird thing to say happy. Let me check my battery here real quick. Good. Alright, so, a couple things to talk about. First things first, let's talk about Thanksgiving. Black Friday. There is a Black Friday deal going on right now. It's going to go on till the end of November. Any order above $50 gets 20% off. Any order below $50 will get some free teas. I didn't do as much Black Friday this year as I did last year just because I'm still figuring out, since doing free shipping, I'm still figuring out how that's affecting profit margins. Because I'm still seeing how that's affecting overall profit margins. Because I will say that on some orders, shipping is fine. I can take away shipping and still profit from the order. Some orders, shipping just kills the profits. And some orders, shipping is more than the profits. So I lose. On the occasional order, I do lose some shipping, some profits. So, point is, 20% off, orders over $50, orders under $50, I'll still throw in some nice tea, which is good. It's pretty good. Subscriptions. So a couple people have messaged me about subscriptions, asked about subscriptions. At the moment, subscriptions, so first of all, we're getting into a new round of subscriptions. January and February, December and January are going to be focused on Chow Wong, Tea King, which is not to be confused with Bai Mudan Wong. Bai Mudan Wong is like a picking style. Chow Wong is teas that have won tea competitions. And what I really want to talk about, what I really want to express with this particular tea box is I want to show you guys what do tea competition people look for, what goes into a tea competition, what are the point systems, and why that might not be a great thing. I personally, and it was funny, Alex of One River Tea messaged me yesterday, and he messaged me because he has this, there was an opportunity to do to get a tea tasting certification. And he was like, hey man, it's Fujianese teas. Would you be interested? And I was super nice of him. I really appreciate that. But I said no. And I said no because I am not, and I told him, I was like, I'm not a fan of what's kind of this whole tea competitions, tea tasters and certified tasters and the way they taste there's, along with this subscription box, which is going to be 2 or 3 tea winning teas, I'm going to do some articles, and there's going to be some factual articles about the tea competitions, and then there's going to be some opinionative articles about why I don't really like it and why the experience I've had and the people I've talked to, that's made me been like, I'm not sure if I like this part of the tea culture. Yeah, but in the box there's going to be at least 2, and here's the other thing. So there's going to be a Chow Wong Silver Needle, and there's going to be a Chow Wong Bai Mudan. I know these 2 teas. I've had these 2 teas. It's 2 makers that I have worked with before. I've sold their teas. The Silver Needle is from a guy, and I've sold. He did the Charcoal Baked Bai Mudan. He did the Daily Drinker Bai Mudan. Yin Gen. I worked with him a little bit more in the beginning, but his shop is always closed, so it's hard to work with him. He's never in his shop. And then the tea competition winning Bai Mudan is from the guy behind the 2020 Herb Aroma, the guy behind the Fuding Tia Kuan Yin Red. A bunch of teas come from him. So I have those 2. I would have to look for a third one, and that makes me a little bit, because they're easy to find. You get these shops, and you just walk past the shop, and you see a big board, and it says Chow Wong. It's what they get when they win. And so they're easy to find, but yeah, I don't know, it's a bit tricky. So it's a thing because are they going to give me a good price? Is it going to be good? Are they actually going to give me the Chawang? And not just some other tea that they say is Chawang. Is even if it is Chawang, is it good? Is it even worth putting in the box? So we're gonna play with it a bit. We'll see. I will say so it might be those two teas. If it's those two teas, you're gonna get a good amount of teas. But if it's 3 teas, it's gonna be a little less teas because these are all Chawang. These are all tea competition winning teas, and so that's gonna bump up the price a bit. And we're going to see that the things that they had to do to make it tea competition also up the price. It's tricky. But so I'm still putting that together. I'm looking for it this weekend, and so hopefully that will start going out Monday-ish. So this round, December, January, you'll get charged on the same date that you first signed up. So if you signed up on October 1st, you're going to get charged December 1st. And then if you signed up on October 20th, you'll get charged December 20th, every 2 months. But after this round, I'm going to change it. After this round, everyone's going to get charged on the same day. And it's going to be at the end of the 2 months. So no matter when you signed up, after those 2 months, everyone's going to get charged on January, March, the end of March. Everyone's get charged at the end of March, and from then on, it's going to be every 2 months at the end of that 2 months. And what this is going to help me do is it's going to help me really find good teas, really find good boxes, have a better idea. It makes things easier on my end, actually, basically. Everything's going on the same day. I can plan stuff. I can say, okay, this is how many containers I need. This is how much tea I need. I can just buy the tea at one time instead of having to go back and go back. And it also helps me find the tea. I was like, okay, I have 2 months to find this. The next round is probably going to be red teas. Because then the round after that is going to be new teas. Yeah, so right now, you're getting charged on the date you first signed up, but after that, everyone will get charged at the same date, which is also going to help because in this summer, I'm leaving the white tea region. I may go back to Suzhou actually. That's still up in the air. I got to see there's some personal stuff going on. I may go back to Suzhou, and so if I go back to Suzhou, obviously I'm not really in the tea region as much, or I'm in a tea region that only does one tea. And so it can't really explore like you explore in the white tea region, or you could explore in Huangshan, or, can't really explore, so I can't focus on one tea, but that means I can focus on a bunch of different teas. I can take a trip to Huangshan, I can take a trip to Wuishan, I can take a trip back to Fuding, I can take a trip to some new region. And so yeah, so it's kind of like ups and downs to that, but it's sure, yeah. But that's when that time comes, it's going to be very important that everyone gets charged at the same time and everything goes out at the same time. And that way, I have 2 months to make. If I'm doing a Wuishan box, I have 2 months to make multiple trips to Wuishan. Because I can only go for like a weekend, so a weekend here, a weekend there, and then over these multiple trips, they come together and I can make a good box. Good, that's that. Subscriptions, tea sales. Another thing about the tea sales, speaking of shipping things out, getting a bunch of orders in right now. And this sale will last to the end of November. I'm going to get all the orders in. Slowly I'm packing them up now, but they're really going to get sent out, let's say, in the first days of December. I'm one person packing up a lot of teas, so yeah, a little bit of patience. It won't take too long. But just a heads up, I am gonna do that more slowly. On a final note, I realized I learned something fun this week about one of my teas. So on my website, I have the 2013 aged white tea. And this is a weird one. This has always been a funny one for me because like even from the beginning I was like, this is too good to be true. Well, like even from the beginning. So I found this tea when I went to Fu'an, which is on the other next to Fuding. I went to Fu'an in 2019, and I went to this guy's shop by pure chance, and there was a tea, and I drank, and I was like, oh, this is really good. And then he told me the price, and I was like, holy shit, that's really cheap. I then realized that I now know that white teas in general are very affordable compared to other teas, you know, compared to like Wuishans, even compared to even Maofeng's. Um, Yields, it's about yields. Yields are a big thing. Um, and I've had it on the website. But I've always, for a long time, I've never really understood what the tea was. Because he was like, oh, it's a 20, because the flavor is just so unique. It's so rich, it's so deep, like the color is similar to this. That you see even when you drink a lot of aged whites, you don't really get this sort of color unless you boil it. But this aged by Mudan like it had really deep, rich color. And for a while I thought it was done with the new technique, you know, the fake aged, but I took it to some of my tea friends here in Geelong, and they were like, nope, it's good, it's artificial. It's not artificial, it's natural. But even they were like, we don't know if it's 2013. Somebody was like, I think it's 2015. I think, you know, it was almost 2013, but they were a little bit, and once again, that's not an exact science. 6, 7. And so, but I was talking to him, so for a long time, this tea has been like, I called it the most overlooked tea on the website. But recently there's been more orders and people have shown more interest in it. And so I restocked it. And as I restocked it, I was talking to him. And I would ask him questions. And, you know, I speak better Chinese now. And I can know what questions to ask. And a lot of things he said before rang true. Same year, same this. But he told me new information. It's heirloom varietal. It's gongmei. It's Shaosai cha. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome. And that might explain the flavor. Because even I opened up a new box and it's just so floral and fruity. It was so good. So good. So definitely that. Get that. Try that. Don't sleep on that. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Bye. I also have like 1% battery, so I do have to end this quickly.